So, Mike, here we are in Las Vegas celebrating 10 years of the GPA. What a journey it's been.
It's pretty incredible. When I think back on when I started in the GPA 3.5 years ago, a very small meeting room in Amsterdam, and this is just amazing. Last night, everyone who was there on the rooftop, in the Hummer, at the different functions that we've had, they're going to remember it forever. Where you were when the GPA turned 10. And I'm just worried about how much organisation I'm going to have to do for the 20th party.
Yes. Now, we've just finished the customer round table, and there was more people there than ever before, wasn't there?
Yeah, this is our largest customer round table ever, actually, bigger than the one we had at ISE. It's always a bit of a punt as to where the numbers are going to end up. This is a new venue for us. We've never been at Infocom and hosted a customer roundtable in the venue like this before. We think that's had a fantastic impact on the numbers because it's so close, it's so easy to get to. You don't have to walk for miles to a different hotel to do anything. So we're definitely going to be coming back here. We've learned a lot this time, and the registrations versus the people who actually turned up this time was really high. Normally we count on only 2/3 of people who registered turning up. This time we only had a handful of people who didn't show. So that's not only a sign of the venue being good, but also that people are getting the GPA story and they want to come and they want to talk to us, and they find the content that we give them to discuss and to workshop to be really valuable.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Of course, we're raising the bar higher every year, aren't we?
It's got to stop at some stage. I don't know. I'm going to run out of budget.
What do you think the next stage is for the GPA in terms of capitalising on the good work that we've done this week?
Well, it comes back to volunteerism. Byron and myself are two people, and we're working pretty much flat out. What we need is more engagement from the members. A couple of months ago I did a survey of how many people had actually logged into the GPA intranet, and it was about 150. Okay, so if you think about it, we've got 5,000 staff. We're trying to run a global, $500 million business within a couple of years' time. Right now, the work's only being done by about 150 people max, and of those 150, it's probably actually only about 50 people who are really proactively engaged in the councils, the task forces, that sort of thing. So we need an awful lot more people to put their hands up, to get involved, and that they'll see the experiences that people have when they do get involved in GPA councils and task forces. It's not an overstatement to say that it's life-changing. I think it completely resets people's views on the industry, on the world, on friendships, on opportunities, all that sort of thing. And that's why everyone who goes to a GPA summit, who gets really actively involved in a task force, in a council, they're all sold. They all rave about it. So people should not be afraid about getting involved. We now have a more robust process for recruiting people, where we insist that people have confirmed with their management that they have the mandate and the time to be able to get involved. And all of the CEOs are aware of this. This organisation is going nowhere unless we have their staff actively involved. So they have to make the investment. The CEOs, managing directors, owners know this. And so staff should not be afraid about saying, that's something I think is really cool. I want to get involved in that, whether it's a data task force or marketing or operations or something like that. Whatever your passion is, put your hand up. If you don't know how to get involved, go to someone who you know is involved in GPA activities and ask them, and they'll give them my details. They'll give them more information, more coaching, all that sort of thing, and we'll find something for them to do. But that's desperately what we need right now.
Now, we've seen a lot of new members this time, first-timers for the GPA. What's been the feedback that you've received?
Normally we have about 30% odd at any given meeting. It's their first time. And it's so heartwarming to hear their stories. All of a sudden they thought this GPA thing, they heard people talk about it in the office, maybe they read about it in a newsletter or on their company intranets, but they all say, wow, I didn't know it was going to be like this. This is way beyond what I expected. And that's lovely to see. It's one of the biggest kicks I get out of this job, is seeing people's reactions when they actually realise this is real. These are real friendships. The bonding that goes on in the Hummer, over a Heineken, on a rooftop, in meetings and councils and task forces, it's real and it's life changing.